Good morning everyone, or good evening, or good night, or whatever time you're watching this video. I haven't done a Q&A in so long. I feel like it's been a year or more, probably, I don't know. But I asked you guys on Instagram, ask me a question and I'll answer it because I haven't done a Q&A in so long. So in this video, I'm gonna answer the questions that you guys gave me. So let's get into it. Question number one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I think I'll probably have a kid. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of kids because they're pretty annoying, but I will definitely have 2 more cats in the future, and I'll probably have my own business running. Hopefully not living in this country, but I do like this country, but at the same time, I really do want to move to a different country and like start something new because it just gets me excited. But I need to learn to kind of adjust and sort of be okay with living in one place for the rest of my life, because like I have said in my past videos, I do have commitment issues when it comes to things like this. So I lose interest so freaking quick. When I came to this country, I was so excited, but like the joy is gone, the adrenaline is gone, so I don't really know. I'll probably move. I don't know, let's see what happens. Tell us your first period story. Okay, let's get into this. Kind of embarrassing, not embarrassing, kind of sad. So I got my period on the 6th of June 2011. Yes, I got my first period when I was 11 years old. It was the last day of school. So where I went to school, every last day of school, everyone would hang out at a mall. So we had this whole plan. I was supposed to hang out with my friends. So I came back home from my last exam, and guess what? I got my period. And I didn't really know the cultural values or the cultural thing that happens. I had no idea. My mom started freaking out. If you're brown, you know that getting a period for the first time, it's such a huge thing. It is such a big celebration, and I was not aware of that. Okay, so when I first got my period, my mom started freaking out. She was like, oh my goodness, you got your period. She started calling every woman she knew, and they started congratulating my mom and stuff like that. And then she hid me from every single man in my life for 7 days. So I was pretty much convinced that I was about to go to jail or something for getting my first period. I was young, okay? And I was so freaking sad that I couldn't hang out with my friends. I had huge plans. I was supposed to go ice skating. I was supposed to go to the movies. I was supposed to have dinner with my friends. Because it was the last day of school and that was the only time of the year I was allowed to go out, and I was supposed to be back home by 7 p.m. Okay, so I was super excited. I have been waiting for a whole year just to go out on this particular day. And then I got my period, so that really sucked. So I really tried to convince my mom that that is not blood, okay? That's just dirt or something like that. But then she was like, nah, don't try to fool me. You got your period. So basically I was locked in a room for 7 days. Obviously not locked like abuse, but my dad, my cousin brothers, my brother couldn't see me. So I was left alone in one room, and my mom could obviously come see me, talk to me. Any woman could basically come and talk to me. And then after I got my period and after the 7 days finished, there was this huge celebration. I didn't even celebrate my birthdays like that, okay? But when I got my first period, it was celebrated. I don't even know why, but it's just a cultural thing. So it was pretty cool. But did I get to go out after I got my first period? Yes. My parents were amazing. They did let me use that one day of the year. So I did go out with my friends after that. So yeah. When was the last time you visited Sri Lanka? I think it was about 4 years ago. I really wanted to go to Sri Lanka last year, but I couldn't. Hopefully, I will be going to Sri Lanka this year. I really want to go to Sri Lanka. I miss the good food. I miss the spicy food. I just love Sri Lanka. Except for the humidity, I love everything there. Oh, and I also hate the mosquitoes. Do you have anxiety issues? Do you like to talk in front of large audiences? I do have anxiety. Like, I can fully sit in front of a camera and talk, but when it comes to talking to people, I'm kind of shy, and it really takes me a lot of time to, you know, start being friends with someone. I do not believe I'm an introvert. I do not think I am an extrovert. I think I'm somewhere in the middle, like an ambivert. I don't know. But yes, I definitely do have anxiety issues because whenever I'm in a situation, I start sweating, even if it's just meeting new people. Like, my friends and I would hang out and they'd be like, you know what? A group of 5 people are joining us. I hope it's okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's totally fine. And then they come and like I'm shivering, my hands are sweaty, and I'm like literally like, you know, going through a panic attack. I have no idea why that happens to me, but it's just what it is. Do you get money from your parents? Unfortunately, no. They stopped financially supporting me when I was like 19. I do provide for myself. I do everything for myself. But obviously, if I ask them for money for whatever case, they would obviously give me because they love me. Especially my mom. She loves spoiling me. And she just loves getting me things. And whenever I just need my money, you know, my mom actually paid for my hair. So it was a tiny gift from her. 3 words which can describe you: kind, determined, and ambitious. Okay, so let me just clear this out. I am not married yet. Now, if you know anything about marrying a foreigner in a foreign country, it is crazy. The process is crazy. It takes like a year to get your documents in, to get everything in. So yeah, I am not married yet because I got my documents, but the documents didn't get processed because of, mistakes and stuff like that. They didn't accept my documents. So that is why I'm not married yet. So a lot of people think I'm married, but no, I am not married yet. But when I do get married, I will definitely let you guys know. When I was supposed to get married, I couldn't get married because of the documents, and it is a crazy process to get married over here. So stop asking me this question. I answered it. How to overcome our insecurities? Well, this is something that I use. If you can't change it, just try to live with it. For example, I was very insecure about my body, the way it looked, and then I did something about my insecurity, right? So I went to the gym, I got my dream body. And when it came to my lips, I couldn't obviously naturally change the shape of my lips, but if you know, if you have been watching my videos, I have got lip fillers on. So I get lip fillers every 6 months because I do not like my tiny lips. If there's any insecurity that I have, what I basically do is I get over it. And if I can't change it, for example, I don't know, my hip dips, I live with it. I'm completely fine with my hip dips. I used to be so insecure about my hip dips, but now I'm like, you know what, I have it. What am I gonna do with it? And I love it. Done. How has living alone changed your life? Well, first of all, it has changed me like crazy. I used to depend on my parents for so long. I used to completely depend on my mom, for food, washing my clothes, cleaning the house and stuff like that. So I was always financially independent. Academically, I used to do a lot of things alone. So when I thought of moving out first, I was like, it's gonna be super easy because I've always done a lot of things in my life alone. I was very independent at a very young age. But when I moved, it was kind of very difficult for me because there was no one around to help me. There was nobody around to basically take me to doctor's appointments or clean the house for me when I'm sick or cook soup for me. So I kind of learned how to do all of that on my own. When I first moved out, when I first started living alone, I had no idea how to cook. I had no idea how to cook a single meal except for noodles. So it has changed me a lot. I know how to clean. I know all of the right cleaning products. I know how to cook really good. So basically, yeah, I'm not afraid of living alone anymore. Have you ever been in a situationship? Here's one thing about me. You will never catch me being in a situationship because I love myself way too much. When I used to, go through the dating phase where I was dating boys and stuff like that, I would always make sure that they're looking for something in the future, like not just like, talking, kissing and blah, blah, that shit don't work with me, okay? If we're talking, that's for a relationship. The talking phase for me is basically getting to know each other, to understand how the other person is, and if we don't align, if our goals don't align, then bye-bye, but there is no such thing as situationship for me. I will never be in a situationship with anybody. As a brown girl, what was your family's reaction seeing your tattoos? So obviously my parents weren't that happy with me getting tattoos, especially my dad. I mean my mom as well, but my mom actually took it way better than my dad. They allowed me to get my very first tattoo, mom and dad, but the others were like, very slowly. I sneaked in, and then by the end of the year I had so many tattoos. I mean, what are they gonna do? Remove it? Like, they can't remove it. They were really disappointed, of course, but I was very naive and kind of irresponsible, so I just got all of the tattoos at once. So yeah, but they're totally fine with it now because I already have it, and my mom actually loves quite a few of my tattoos. But my dad, I'm pretty sure he likes a few tattoos of mine, but he just doesn't want to admit it. Why do you often forget your roots of being Buddhist Sri Lankan? I love the passive aggressiveness in this question, but honey, let me tell you, first of all, I'm not Buddhist. Number 2, yes, I'm Sri Lankan, but I was born and raised in Dubai, so I was not very connected with my roots. But let me tell you, my parents did a really good job by taking me to these Sri Lankan events. They always celebrated every Sri Lankan New Year. They always tried to, teach me of my roots. Okay, so I pretty much know a lot of things about my culture, my traditions, my country. So I even know how to speak my mother tongue. But the only problem that I have is that I can't write or read my mother tongue, which is Sinhalese, because I've always spoken in English. Even with my parents, I always speak in English because I was born and raised in Dubai. So I didn't really have a lot of people around me who spoke in Sinhalese. That's basically that. But I think I'm not that disconnected with my roots. I think I'm pretty much aware of my culture, my country and stuff like that. That's it. And I know that a lot of Sri Lankans are pissed about the fact that, you know, I have tattoos, I don't live like, you know, the Sri Lankan type, but I honestly don't agree, but I also don't care what other people think. Tips on gaining healthy weight. Number 1, resistance training. Number 2, calorie surplus but healthy food. Oh, and a bonus tip, eat more protein. I want to ask that what was the thing from which you started ignoring your religion? So I never really ignored my religion. It's just that I started learning more about religions and stuff like that. I started exploring more religions, and the more I explored religions, I started, you know, distancing myself from religion itself. But I really do believe in God. I believe that there's a higher power out there. I believe in God. I always respect God, and I respect all religions. So if I go to a temple, you will see me respecting that religion. You will see me interacting and basically doing things of that religion. If you see me at church, you will probably see me, you know, saying out my prayers, kneeling, and doing all of those things. So I don't ignore religion or disrespect religion. I just don't believe in religion, but I do believe in God. So that's just where I stand when it comes to religion. Why have you always been so motivated? Okay, 1, when it comes to money, I have this phobia called broke phobia. I am afraid of being broke, and I do not ever want to be broke because I love the lifestyle that I have right now. I've built everything for myself. I have made super huge life changes for the way that I can live. So I sustain my life by working hard. Okay, I worked hard so much in the past couple of years that I don't have to work that much right now. One thing that always kept me motivated is that I do not want to be broke because I want to have a lifestyle where I'm comfortable. I don't want to be counting money. I don't want to be budgeting. I don't want to be doing any of those things. I want to be comfortable with my spendings. I want to be able to buy whatever I want. I don't want to be worried about money. And number 2, when it comes to other things like education, also, I do not want to be stupid. So it just motivates me. Everything is a motivation to me because when it comes to academics, it's like I don't want to be stupid. When it comes to money, I don't want to be broke. When it comes to, you know, health, I don't want to have bad health. So it's just basically things like that. When you are confused about something in your life, how do you solve the problem? Okay, so there are 2 ways this can go. Number 1 is that either I go through a few days of crying and frustration and, you know, basically just letting myself loose, and then I figure it out. Number 2 is that I just relax, meditate, and I solve the issue. So whenever I'm going through stress, I would sit down and I would think to myself, what is the problem? Why is it happening? And what can I do about it? Now, if I can't do anything about it, my next step is to freaking relax and let the universe handle it. So that was basically it. I enjoyed answering all the questions. If you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to answer those questions for you guys. So yeah, that is it for this video. Now I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.